And we say good morning to you. We're live with Jim Cline Farmers Insurance here again on Center Street in Kingsport. 247-5400, the number to call. And we're here, of course, Jim Cline, part of the Farmers Insurance President's Council. Half of 1%. We said again, half of 1% of all the agents in the country. He is the number one agent in the state of Tennessee. He's saying he put the world's best boss. Okay. But half of 1% of all the agents in the United States, this guy's here, and he does a phenomenal job. He's got my car insurance. Has had it for 20-some years, I guess it is. We talked about last time we were here. So we're here at his place. He's going to join us coming up here in a little while as we're live here at Farmers Insurance on Center Street in Kingsport as we work our way through this final show before Thanksgiving, taking tomorrow and Thursday off, and be ready to go back on Friday at Champion Chevrolet, as you see on the screen. Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile, Johnson City. So we say good morning to you. It is show number 639. Countdowns are on to Christmas. We're at 33 days, and to the Daytona 500, which kicks off the 2018 NASCAR season, 88 days away from the Daytona 500. Your verse, as we dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross, we unashamedly do that. The verse of the day says, out of the book of Psalms 121, 1-8 says, "Look up. Your help comes from me, the maker of heaven and earth. I will not let your foot..." Hey, Coach, "I will not let your foot slip. I watch over you day and night. I will keep you from harm both now and forevermore." And so that's Psalms 121, 1-8. Hey, grab him, ask him to come back in, would you? I want to get Coach in here. This guy is good. I'm going to get him on the show. He's going to be helping me in the Hardee's Classic. So, sit down right here. I want to get you on the show for just a minute. Yeah. So just put it on just like that right there. I'm going to swing this camera around so we can get him on. First off, I love this guy. This guy, I have the utmost respect for him. He's going to be helping me do the ball games. Have me coming here and paying his insurance. He turned this around, and he is my buddy Clark Powers. And let's get this over here where we can see. There he is. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Of course, anytime you deal with insurance, you got to double check everything. So I had to double check on some things and make sure that everybody was covered and no complications when you get on the road. Because when you're on the road, you have a lot of situations come up. You need to make sure everything is the way it should be.
Yep.
I's dotted and crossed.
T's crossed. There you go. He's going to join me again coming up. He and I are going to be doing the ball games on Friday. What a treat! I'm in here getting ready for the show. Looked up and I said, "There's Coach." Coach is here. He's one, of course. You guys have had your insurance here for how long, Jim Cline? Been a while?
Been a while, yeah.
Farmers Insurance. I had no clue. He's going to be doing the color commentating on the ball game coming up on Friday and Saturday. We're going to be doing the semifinals of the Hardee's Classic. Half of the field set. Volunteer and the Solomon South Rebels are half of the semifinals. The other two games will be decided tonight. Then we'll also come back and do the championship and the consolation on Saturday. All right here on the Facebook page of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and also TomTaylorSports.com. So two ways you can watch us, or not watch us, but listen to us. It's going to be audio only. So college basketball. New polls are out this week. Coach is, first off, how long have you been around basketball? How many years? Coaching?
Oh, a long, long time. I couldn't put a year on it. But, it's all I've done all my life, and made my living, setting up sports leagues out of Lexington, Kentucky, and it's just something I've done all my life, and I always enjoyed it, and just something. When you're in Kentucky, you grow up doing that in elementary school, so it's something you just do all the time.
So you've been at it for a while. Have kids changed over the years as far as basketball player? I mean, are kids dedicated? Are they, or how, let me ask you this, how do you think kids, guys or girls, have changed in playing basketball over the years?
Well, I think consolidation has caused a problem. You're knocking out a lot of kids that normally would participate. I'm not sure it's good for sports in some ways, but in some ways it is. The fact that you're going with a lesser amount of people that you're dealing with, I feel like more people participate, the more they learn and more lessons they learn in life lessons through basketball and that type of thing. But it's exciting to see all the schools coming about and all the consolidation going on, and so it's going to be interesting to see how all that works out.
New college polls out this week. Duke's number one, then Arizona, then Kansas, then Michigan State, then Villanova. You okay with those five? Is that good? Can you live with those?
Yeah, one of those schools got a problem with the shoe situation. Some of the coaches have been fired, and of course, anytime you get in athletics at that level, you're going to find a few people along the way. But for the most part, everything is above board in athletics.
We're talking to Clark Powers again, who's in here, and he's going to be helping me do the ball games. And I had no clue he's going to be here. This is how the good Lord takes care of you, I'm telling you. So let's round out the top 10. Wichita State, number 6. Florida, number 7. The Kentucky Wildcats, mine and your team, number 8. Number 9, North Carolina, the defending national champ. And Southern Cal rounds out the top 10. What's your take on the Kentucky basketball team that struggled again last night? They're not blowing people out. These are the teams they should be blowing out. These are the cream puff teams. East Tennessee State made a pretty good showing, losing by 17. So what's your take on John Calipari's Wildcats this year?
Well, he's got a lot of young kids that are trying to adjust to the system that he wants it done. Every little thing he is very intrinsic on things that he wants done in a small way. And when you're young and you've kind of been twice as good as the people you play with, it's hard to change those things. So now they're working on a system that you have to support your teammate and not be the first thing that they think of. And they're having some difficulties with that. They're taking early shots and then taking bad shots and defensive. I see a lot of things that they do defensively that typically his teams won't do. So it's when you get that many new players in a system where everybody's a star, everybody wants to be a star, it takes a while to get all that going together.
This is why I got him doing the ball games. The guy's phenomenal, I think, and he always has been. I have the utmost respect for him. Calipari's kind of created this one-and-done scenario where these guys get in there for a year or two and then they're gone to the NBA. Good or not good for college basketball? Is it good or not good for those kids?
Well, it is for a small percentage of those people that get the big contracts, but I think it takes away a lot of the teamwork because when you go to the camps, and I've been to a lot of big camps where the players are there to be seen by coaches, and they play for themselves. They don't play for the team. And man, Calipari's system just the opposite. You got to make that extra pass and support the other player, and it takes them a while to get into that mode. But they've got tremendous length and tremendous athletic ability with the players they've got now. And once he gets everything smoothed out, they'll be right up there in the top 3 or 4, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think as he said the other night after they struggled against East Tennessee State, and they did struggle because State had them by 10 or 12 early on. They beat them by 17. He said, let's talk, February, March when we get geared up here. He said, I'm molding this team. I'm trying to put these guys together and get all the pieces to fit. So he said, talk to me back in February, March. That's the goal of every coach to get ready for the tournament, right?
That's correct. It takes a while to get everything to going like a smooth machine, and several of the players that he's got have been super studs, and then when they get out on the court, they're not used to doing that, and it's just a different system. He's very meticulous on the way he wants things done, and he's always made the comment, our players say it's team first and then the individual. As a lot of players and a lot of coaches say it the other way around. We're interested in you, then the team. That's not the way he does it, and it's a little bit sloppy right now to put a term on it.
Our color commentator again Friday and Saturday, he'll be with us again. We'll have lots to talk about again at the Hardee's Classic. Again, I want to get his thoughts on, in his humble opinion, coming up here, I want to ask him in a second, the 3 greatest basketball players of all time. We'll get his take on that coming up here in just a second. By the way, we don't talk much about the NFL, but we'll tell you last night, Atlanta beat Seattle 34-31. That's all you're going to get from me. We're not promoting the NFL on this show anymore until they can learn to stand for the national anthem. So, and they're not. And, the guy from the Raiders went down there. I'm still mad about this. Went to Mexico on Sunday, sat down during the Star Spangled Banner, but the Mexican national anthem he stood. And I thought, what a crock. And so even President Trump, some say he should stay out of this, but maybe he should, maybe he shouldn't. But he is an American first and foremost. He said he ought to be suspended for a year. Nothing's going to happen to him. In fact, I saw this morning where the wife of the Raiders coach came out and defended why he did it. I'm thinking, there is no defense for not standing for the national anthem of this country. There is none whatsoever, in my humble opinion. And I'm entitled to mine just like he is entitled to his. But anyway, enough said on that. So last night, Atlanta beat Seattle Monday Night Football 34-31. So your humble opinion, 3 greatest players of all time in basketball. Anybody?
Bob Cousy, Oscar Robertson, and Bob Pettit.
Really? Not Magic, not Jordan, not Bird, none of those guys. Bob Cousy, Bob Pettit and
Bob Pettit, Bob Cousy, and who did I say? Can't remember the other one I said, but they play a different type ball now
Oscar.
than they did
There you
back
go.
then. So it's a lot different than the way they used to play.
All right, so you said Cousy, Pettit, and the Big O. So interesting. Cousy, Celtics, right? Bob Pettit played for the
Atlanta Hawks.
Atlanta Hawks, and he went on to play for. I'm thinking of George Milan. Bob Pettit played for the Hawks. You're right, and then the Big O, Oscar Robertson, 3 greatest players of all time.
I think so.
Okay, I'm going Wilt, Russell, Bird, Magic, Jordan. These guys are still the best. You say Cousy is the greatest of all time.
If you watch his films, he's a magician with a basketball. A lot of players, and he was teammate first, not. He was a person that facilitated their basketball team and was in control of it and got the ball to the person that he wanted to get it to, not just the one that was open, but the one that was most open. But the ones you named certainly are just just a fraction right behind those guys, and were truly great players. The ones you mentioned as well, they more modern than the ones I talked about.
This is always up for discussion. Anytime you can get so many different opinions. Last week I asked a guy off mic during the break who he thought was the greatest player. He said Pistol Pete. He said the guy averaged 44 points a game without a 3-pointer. So, and then you get into the argument, well, what defines the greatest? If it's championship rings, I guess the player with the most rings was probably Bill Russell. Then he had 10 or 11 with the Celtics.
Probably.
They talk about Michael, but Jordan didn't have that many rings. So I guess it's all subjective as to what you look for. And nobody's ever told me Bob Cousy, Bob Pettit, and Oscar Robertson. But all 3 of those guys are obviously very, very good basketball players. What was the strength that you thought of Bob Pettit when he played for the Hawks? What was it about him that you liked?
He's one of the first big men ever. I think he was 6'9.5". Could dribble the basketball and pass it, and run the team from a point position a lot of times, and everything went through him. And he just complemented the other players very well. And Cousy, of course, was a magician with the basketball. If you see some of the old films of him, people couldn't catch him even to get to him to steal the basketball. So when you can evade people in a crowd like he could, and yet get it to the guy that's most open, he was phenomenal in that respect, I think.
And Oscar Robertson, till last year, and the guy, I think Westbrook broke his triple-double record. This guy was doing it without the benefit of a 3-point line back in the day, getting triples, doubles, triple-doubles, meaning triples and double digits in rebounding, assist, and points.
Yeah.
Without a 3-pointer back in the day, 3-point line. So the big O, Oscar Robertson. So you have written book. You've got a book. Is that right?
Well, I've written 3, but I've only had 1 published, and several magazine articles that were published. But it was something I enjoyed doing because I spent a lot of time learning the game from an integral situation where I start at the beginning. And my first initial book was I wanted to get a book where an average parent could coach their own students or their sons, and not to have to jump around to give them. Drill 1 in ball handling is the most simple thing. Then they could go to passing. Drill 1 in passing is the most simple thing. So it'd be a non-athletic person could take that book and teach someone how to play the game without really knowing a whole lot about it. All they had to do is follow that blueprint, and that was my first book that I wrote.
You have copies of it?
I have one at home. That was many years ago, and I think I may have told you this story. I was on my way down to South Carolina to a clinic, and was going down to sell my books for all the coaching at the coaches at the coaches clinic. And lo and behold, I turned around and looked, and Coach Wooden was sitting right beside me, and I gave him one of my books. And I've got a letter from him with his signature on it, thanking me for that. So that's one of the finer moments that I had in being around some of the super elite. Of course, I have a long history with Coach Rupp as well. When I helped him and refereed, and been around those guys a lot. And
you hung out with Adolph Rupp?
I used to referee their scrimmages, and he and I were sponsors for junior pro basketball. And when the other people signed up for junior pro basketball, I would drive him to whichever clinic that had those people that were signed up. And he and I spent a lot of time on the road, going to places where he would be the guest speaker. And of course, I think I've told you in the past, he would be like God, and I could have been totally naked, nobody ever known it. Yeah. So they were mesmerized, as most people would be.
That's great. Coach Rupp could be in the room, and Coach could be naked. Nobody ever see him because Adolph Rupp was in the room. That's all that mattered.
Mesmerized. Right.
Mesmerized. I can't wait till Friday and Saturday. I look forward to you. You give so much to the broadcast, and that's why I asked you to help me. And so, looking forward to it. Friday night we got the double dip. We got the semifinals. That'll be at 7 and 8:30, and then we'll come back with the consolation at 7 o'clock on Saturday. And Coach and I'll do the championship at 8:30 on Saturday evening. Let me put that up there one more time so people can see before we get out of here, and put that graphic up, and boom, there it is. Hardy's Classic basketball tournament coming up on Friday night. We're going to be there broadcasting live from Crockett High School. Day 2 of the tournament coming up today. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. Coach didn't know he's coming in to take care of some insurance business and put him on the show, and what a pleasant surprise to have this guy on. I love this guy and his family, and so I'm looking forward to you being with me and me being with you on Friday night. It's going to be fun.
Looking forward to it, and I love good basketball, and I'm anxious to see some, and just like we had last year.
We had great games last year. Yep. This is the second year we've done this, by the way. So this is our second go-round. I'll see you Friday night.
Looking forward to it.
Yep. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, show number 639. Coming up next, we'll take a look. Last night of college basketball, and Miss Grigsby's in the house. We'll get her on as well. But we've got college basketball and more coming up here as we are live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's model year closeout with gym employee pricing and 20% off on 17 models at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. It's a great time to take advantage of closeout savings on our selection of over 300 Chevys to choose from. 17 1500 work truck, 23,995. 17 track, 17,548. 17 cruise, 16,488. 17 spark, 10,950. 17 Malibu, 18,985. Closeout savings, Saturday parts and service hours, and shopping online 24/7 will leave you asking, how do they do that?
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look there, she's on camera, and she's not even ready to be on camera yet. She said, "Oh, wait a minute." I said, "Okay." I'll swing it around. Miss Grigsby and Miss Cliche? Is it Cliche? Cliche is going to be with us. Talking about a place I went to over the weekend. I'll give you a quick testimony before we get into the next segment here. The Lamplight Theater, awesome. Was awesome. I'm going to let her read the verse of the day coming up here in a minute, too. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross, unashamedly, and so we'll let her do the verse of the day coming up here in a second. We went to the Lamplight Theater last weekend with a show called Yuletide. She's going to promote it in a minute. Yes, it's not sports, but It's my show, so that's what I want to do, and it's awesome. And you want to try and get down to this weekend and check it out. I'm going to let her tell you coming up here in a few minutes about the time. This is the final weekend to do it, to see it, and it's awesome. And I've said it twice, and it's very, very good. There's also an opportunity for you to help some kids out on the tree that we took some out in the foyer, and we're going to help out some kids to have a Christmas otherwise won't. And we'll talk about that. And then Ms. Cliche is going to talk about the Festival of Trees in Meadowview. Is that correct? Another way to raise money for the Lamplight Theater. And I'm going to let Angie talk all about what the Lamplight is all about and what's going on with this particular production. And it is awesome. I don't know how many folks are in it, ballpark.
60. Well, maybe more than that.
Yeah, 60 or 70 folks in this production, all local. It's phenomenal, I'm telling you. It was very, very good, and I was pleased. And the little people I brought, they went gaga over it. So they were humming the songs going home in the car. So good stuff. Let's take a look at college basketball top 25 right now, and then we'll take a break and get these ladies on. From last night, it was in no particular order. The new polls are out, by the way, this week. The top 10 in college hoops goes like this: Duke, Arizona, Kansas, Michigan State, and Villanova. Then Wichita State, Florida, the Kentucky Wildcats, the defending national champions, North Carolina, and Southern Cal, the top 10. Last night, top-ranked Duke, no problem with Furman, beat them 92-63. Also last night, 6th-ranked Wichita State defeated Cal by 10. Also last night, you had Texas A&M over Oklahoma State, Texas A&M 16th in the country. Creighton knocking off UCLA, beat them an upset, big win for the Blue Jays, beat them 189. West Virginia, yeah, that's back home. West Virginia Mountaineers beat Long Beach State last night, 91-62. 12th-ranked Cincinnati wins by 6. Kentucky struggled. The Wildcats now 4-1 of the season, but they struggled as they beat Troy, a team they should have blown out, beat them by 8, but it's a young team. Xavier blows out Hampton by 36. The Musketeers 15th in the country. 13th-ranked Notre Dame wins last night over Chaminade. It was 25th-ranked Baylor beating Wisconsin, and North Carolina goes on to beat Stanford last night out on the left coast to beat the Cardinal. And again, North Carolina, as we said, this week at number 9 in the country. 3 games tonight in top 25 hoops. You've got Southern Illinois and Louisville to battle the Cardinals. They're 18th in the country. 4th-ranked this week, 3rd-ranked Kansas playing host to Texas Southern. And also, let's see, Minnesota. The very new polls are out here. Let's see, Minnesota, 14th-ranked Golden Gophers are hosting Alabama A&M. So that's the games coming up tonight. Tomorrow night, the Tennessee Volunteers play. The men are on the road at Purdue tomorrow night, or actually tomorrow, 12 o'clock tip-off on Thanksgiving Eve in West Lafayette, Indiana. Bucks win last night, 81-57. East Tennessee State blows out Delaware State, first home opener at Freedom Hall. Also, the Lady Vols got a big win last night. Tennessee rolls over their opponent, too, and we'll give you the update on that. Here it is. Tennessee beat Wichita State 68-56 last night, so the Lady Vols run their mark to 3-0 in the season. East Tennessee State men's team, they improve under Coach Forbes to 2-2 in the season, so it's early, but again, big wins last night for the Bucks and for the Lady Vols of University of Tennessee. All right, there's your basketball segment. Quick break. We'll take a break and come right back. And these lovely ladies in the house, we're going to talk about the Lamplight Theater for just a moment or 2 or 3 or 4, because it's worthy. It's a fantastic organization doing great things to bring boys and girls to the saving knowledge of the Lord Jesus, which is what it's all about. And so, as I've said many, many times, the $100,000 question we all have to answer is, what are you going to do with the Lord? What are you going to do with Jesus? Are you going to accept him or reject him? It's just that simple. And the Lamplight Theater makes it a big push through the different programs to get the word out about what's going on at the Lamplight Theater. And she's here, and she sings like a bird. And we'll talk to her next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Cline, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Now available Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A's signature tot-style hash browns. Scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show, taking tomorrow and Thursday off, and then back in the saddle on Friday. We're going to be at Champion Chevrolet on Friday. Next week, we're all over the place. We're going to be at Freddie's next week, brand new sponsor. Then we're going to be at Bracken Paving on Tuesday. Wednesday we'll be at Chick-fil-A. Next Thursday we'll be at Champion, and the next Friday back at Food City. We'll be at Food City on Virginia Avenue in Bristol. So we're all over the place, and that's what we like. Today we're at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, the number to call. And this guy is the number one farmers agent in the state of Tennessee, and in the country he's 0.5% of all the agents in the United States based on volume, and this guy's there. He's part of the President's Council, so I've had my insurance with him for 20-some years. The story goes, it was a great story. Driving to the station back in the day when I was on radio, got up one morning and a guy ran a stop sign and T-boned me about 5 o'clock in the morning. So I called him. He said, "This better be good." He got me out of bed, and so, of course, my car was totaled, and by the grace of the good Lord, I'm even alive, because it was pretty bad situation. But by 9 o'clock, I had a rental car, and that's because of Farmers Insurance, and that's how, not because I'm on the radio or because I do what I do, but they treat everybody that way. That's why he's the number one agent in the state. So 247-5400, he's going to be in here in a few minutes to talk about the business and how he can help you. This young lady's with us, as they both are. On the screens is Angie Grigsby and April Cleach. I said it right, didn't I? There you go. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, and there she is. There they are. Let me spin this around. There's Miss Angie. How you doing?
Hi. Good morning.
Oh, I appreciate you coming very much. I met her for the very first time down there Saturday night. I got to tell you, and I'm not trying to blow smoke because I don't have to, but it's a phenomenal performance. It just, for me, epitomizes what kind of local talent we have. There's a lot of local talent. Fantastic. This young lady's one of it, and so we're going to let her talk about her role in just a minute. We always dedicate our show to the man hung on the cross, and I think it'd be nice for her to read the verse of the day. And so I read it earlier, but I think from a female's touch, and you would listen to her voice. And tell me the verse of the day, would you please?
Yes, it's from Psalm 121, 1 through 8. Look up, your help comes from me, the maker of heaven and earth. I will not let your foot slip. I watch over you day and night. I will keep you from harm both now and forevermore.
There you go. You can't. That's not kind of wimpy. There you go. I got a sick bell. But anyway, yes, it's exactly right. It's what it's all about, and we have lots to be thankful for this Thanksgiving season. And so, the Lamplight Theater, folks out there going, okay, first off, this is a sports show. Why are we talking about the Lamplight Theater? Well, we can because it's my show, and I try to promote the Lord on something every day here on the show because it is His show. So, the Lamplight Theater doing great things. For folks out there who have no clue, please tell me what the Lamplight Theater is all about.
It's a gospel-centered theater, but it also has ministry beyond that. They run camps for kids in the summer, underprivileged kids. They do all types of giving, especially this time of year. It's really centered to bring Jesus into the community, and the theater's a great way to do that because a lot of people that will not attend a church will come and see a show, and they don't really know what to expect, and they'll come see a Halloween show, or they'll come and see something that's a frou Christmas show, but we always give the message of the gospel. We always give an altar call at the end. We always give an opportunity for people to understand who Jesus is and why He came, why He died for us, and we give them an opportunity to respond to that as well.
Yep. It's in downtown Kingsport, right down on Broad Street. It's easy to find. In fact, you took an old theater and renovated it because you got the, I don't know how to describe it, the blinking lights around the top
the
of
marquee.
it. Thank you, the marquee. And it's really cool. And so the production she's in right now, and they have productions all year long. You can find it on the website, which is lamplighttheater.com.
You spell theater Theatre.
Yeah, TRE. There you go, which I didn't know in there. I spelled it wrong, but that's all right. We're talking to Angie. Of course, April's going to join us here in a few minutes because there's a fundraiser going on at Meadowview here in Kingsport that you can be a part of. It's called the Festival of Trees. She'll tell us about that in a moment. But the production that I came down and saw was called Yuletide. Tell me about it. Tease us.
Yes, it actually has a story this year. A lot of times our Yuletide productions are just a lot of Christmas songs, and this year Billy wrote a story that went along with it. So it's sort of a journey through Christmas memories that he has, and also Christmas memories of the children that he's speaking with that sort of come upon this theater and find out that whatever they talk about actually appears on stage, and whatever they imagine actually appears on stage.
Yeah, it's neat stuff. It's a great theme, and of course it does come personal testimony. And at the end there is an altar call, and they had folks responded there Saturday, and we were there, and they pass out free Bibles, so it's really cool. And afterwards, looked like they were having a dinner at the Emporium. Is that correct? A little get together afterwards.
Yes, sometimes there is we'll do like a dinner theater, and they'll have a dinner prior to the show, and especially if it's in between, they'll do a dinner. But I'm not sure this weekend if we have that going or not. That's something you could check on the website.
On the website. Again, we're talking to Angie Grigsby. You see on the screen, we're live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Coming up, we'll take a look at college football. It's a big week. It's a rivalry weekend, and a lot of the big teams are playing each other. And so Florida State, Clemson, South Carolina, Michigan, Ohio State, the Egg Bowl, Mississippi, and Ole Miss and Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. So a lot of bragging rights. Georgia Tech. So we'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. And the $100,000 question still is, who's going to be the new football coach at Tennessee? We'll talk more about that coming up in a second. There is shows all year long at the Lamplight Theater.
Yes.
So it's not just at Christmas, it's all year long.
Every month. There's usually normally a new show that comes out. Yes.
And you're involved in this one. You're involved in the one called David, which is a little bit later in the year.
Yes.
And so,
spring.
but the website has all that. So let's talk about also the weekend, this coming weekend. Yuletide's the last weekend. Tell me about that. Start times for those shows.
Yes, it's 7 o'clock on Friday night, 2 and 7 on Saturday, and then a 3 o'clock matinee on Sunday.
Why is Angie Grigsby involved in Lamplight Theater?
I was in a lot of places trying to find where God was at work, and sort of in transition with our family, and we visited the theater, and I immediately felt the presence of the Lord and saw Him at work, not because of the great talent that's there, but because there's really something strong in the message, and everything that they do is prayed over, and you sense that when you're there. The spirit and the heart that's there is just something that I think is very rare, and so I wanted to be involved in that because I could see God was at work there.
Yeah. Even with a clunky bell, it's still good. She's exactly right. We're talking again to Angie. April's going to join us here in just a second. So again, there is a tree in the foyer. This is an opportunity. I know Billy has a camp in the summer, And he also, in fact, the lady that works here, Sandy, her grandkids go to the camp. She was telling me about that when I said you guys were coming in here. And so it touches a lot of kids across the region. Again, I want folks to understand it's not just a play being put on at Christmas and they go home. It's a year-round mission, year-round endeavor. Tell me about the camp in the summer.
There are two. There's a junior IA camp and a senior IA camp, and it's really targeted towards kids that would not otherwise be able to attend a camp. Most of them are underprivileged, have some very difficult home lives, so it's really an escape week for them. There's a lot of transformation that goes on in their lives as they're ministered to and loved on and just poured over for that week, and we want them to be able to go free of charge. So it's about between $400 and $600 a year to send one student to camp. And once they come home from camp, they send a letter, a Christmas letter, of what they would like to have for Christmas. And their brothers and sisters also submit those things. So the tree in the foyer of the theater is actually those lists that those children have submitted. And we try to fulfill all those wishes of those kids to let them know that the Lord loves them and sees their need and wants to minister to them.
Yep. And so we... if you have a hankering to do that, the trees are in the foyer. We took some off there, and my little people said, we want to go do something for them. And so it's really cool because the little tags, it looks like a little ornament with the name, not a name, but what the kid, his age or her age, and what their interests are. And so one of them's likes slime, and one of mine does slime, and the other one likes unicorns, and so that flipped her trigger. And then a little guy I got, a little fella, he likes basketball, so we're going to take care of that too. So it's a really neat thing. It's a great ministry all the way around with the Lamplight Theater. And so which particular number do you like the best when you're singing?
I love the a cappella number because it's the pentatonics, and I get to sing with some of my dear friends and some awesome voices, and it's really neat. Every night we do it, I just get carried away, and I'm just filled with the Lord and love for everyone in the room, and it's a really awesome song.
The young lady who sings "Oh Holy Night," her name is Autumn?
Autumn France.
Okay. I'm the only two that I've ever heard, and she nailed it really, 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 really good. The only one I maybe could put her above is Sandy Patty, maybe Martina McBride, but beyond that, this lady flat wears it out. I mean, that is incredible. And she hits those notes, and it gave me goosebumps, give me goosebumps now. So I guess that's what really strikes me every time I come to a production. It's all local people, and we have, you both are shaking your head, nodding your head. We have phenomenal talent here in the region, and you're being one of them, of course, a solo, but that's what strikes me. I thought, man, these people, when halfway through the play, or the show, I thought, I bet they farm these people in from some place, but they don't. They're all local yokels, as we say, and it's
and the hearts of the people. That's the amazing thing is that backstage we're praying, we're sharing with each other, we're trying to support one another, but also really bring in our needs and the folks in our families that are lost. There's a real brokenness in that cast for lost people, and it's not just about there's no one out there that I know that's out there just to be on stage and just to have the limelight. We're all there because we want Jesus to have the limelight.
There you go. See? And people say, well, you got a sports show, you talk about the Lord a lot. Yeah, I do, and I'm going to keep doing that. So as Phil Robertson said, Duck Dynasty, we're going to take it as far as the Lord wants it to go.
That's right.
And this is show number, 639. And so we're going across 11 or 12 states now, so it's all wherever he wants it to go, we'll take it. Tease us about, before I let you go, tease us about the next production. There is one more before Christmas.
Yes, it is called the Midwinter's Carol. It's a Victorian Christmas, so if you want to see some East Tennessee people try to pull off English accents, it's quite amusing. And actually, April's daughter is one of the characters in the show. But it's a very sweet Christmas, very emotional. But again, it brings the message of the gospel.
You're awesome. Thank you for coming. I knew it'd be a great interview. I just knew you would. And you've done this before, obviously.
A couple of times.
Yeah, this ain't your first rodeo. So
Thank you, Lord, for giving me words.
There you go. But good luck to you this weekend. The times again are
7:00 Friday, 2 and 7 on Saturday, and 3:00 on Sunday. And you can call in and just say, I heard this on this wonderful radio show, and I'd like to come, and the tickets will be comped to you. We really like for people to come in if they don't have the means to pay. If you do, it'd be great because we always need the money to help further along the ministry. But if you can't make it, bring 10 people with you, and you can have comp tickets.
There you go. Well, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. I'm going to let you go ahead and switch the angle just as I'm going to let you switch the headset and let this other young lady take it. And while they're doing that, I'm going to look in the and tell you about this right here. Yeah, I'm growing the hair for Pantene, BeautifulLinks.com. Again, we started this Barry Walton down at Mike's Medicine Mart. Of course, he has since cut his, and so we're growing the hair for Pantene Beautiful Links. So once it gets to the, we hope, the length soon, we'll have it whacked off and donate it to ladies going to chemo and radiation for cancer. And so, and every place I go when I speak, folks say they want to try and do it too. So just go to Pantene, the hair care product line, PanteneBeautifulLinks.com, and all the information's there. Once it hits the right length, you cut it off, you send it to them, and they'll weave a real hair wig for ladies going through chemo and radiation. As I've said before, gosh, I lost my mother to cancer and my stepmother to cancer, so this has come my way to give them back, and so I'm all about it. PanteneBeautifulLinks.com, check it out. And so that's why the hair is where it is, and I get everything from Willie Nelson to Trace Atkins to Sam L. You wouldn't believe I run the gamut of people say, you look like. So the other day, in fact, it was down in Lamplight. You look like Willie Nelson. So, more like Forrest Gump. So anyway, we have this young lady on. April Cliche is with us from Lamplight Theater. Good morning, young lady. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, the Festival of Trees. Now, Angie talked about the Lamplight Theater as a whole, but this is another fundraising opportunity here at the holidays for Meadowview called the Festival of Trees. Tell me about it.
Festival of Trees is all about, all the proceeds from it go to helping the boys and girls that go to the summer camps. And then at Christmas time, you talked about the tree already, those same boys and girls, we make sure that even if they don't get adopted off the tree, that they have all the gifts that they need and that they have everything they need to have a Christmas meal. We give them vouchers to get a turkey or a ham, and then the other potatoes and all the kind of fixings so they can have a holiday meal with their families too. And like Angie said, we don't, not just the children that attend the camps, but their brothers and sisters, because we don't want anyone to be left out.
Yeah.
So businesses around the area donate everything from fully decorated 10-foot Christmas trees to wreaths. There's a chocolate cottage over there from Chocolate Essence. They donate these items, and then they're on display all throughout Meadowview. You can come grab a cup of hot chocolate from the Starbucks there and walk around and look at all the lights and pretty things. And then you can buy it now. Prices, we wrap it up and you can take it with you, or you can participate in the silent auction. It's an online auction where it raises, the bids raise $5 at a time, and we have about 140 items. We've sold about 42 already, and the rest of them are still there all over. We wrapped up a tree just before I came here today, an 8-foot tree. We wrapped it in saran wrap and put it on a dolly to get it to someone's home, so they already have their Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving.
Love it. How long will it be over at Meadowview? How long does it last?
It lasts until Saturday the 26th. Is that right? Saturday's the 26th.
Which is this coming Saturday, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then everybody picks up what they win. They're notified by email, and they pick up what they win on Sunday.
It's awesome. The Festival of Trees. How'd you get involved in Lamplight Theater?
Well, I have 4 children, and all 4 of them are involved. The little ones participate in a program on Saturday mornings that's free called Glow, where they learn about the theater, how everything works backstage, and what it's like to be on stage. And then my oldest son doesn't like to be on the stage, but he loves to be backstage, and so he loves to do the props. He's running the snow machine for the Yuletide right now and enjoys doing that. And then, as Angie said, my daughter is she's had small parts, and now she's up to a bigger part, and she's excited about that. We've heard her English accent for about 2 months around the house. The other children are ready for her to get on stage and get it out of her system and stop trying to talk like she's from London.
Come back and talk East Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Again, we're talking into April Cliche and Lamplight Theater. If folks out there are watching, and they can be local or out of state, out of town, they want to get involved in maybe a monthly pledge, or saying, hey, I want to give $25 a month. I know Billy said the other day, $25 a month is well over $250 a year. I mean, it all adds up. So if somebody wanted to do that, just go to the website. Is there something place there to get involved?
Well, the best way to do that one is to go to Catch the Vision. It's like Catch the .vision, I think. If you go to lamplight.com, I'm sure that there's a link there to the Catch the Vision website. But that website is where you can actually become a monthly sponsor, like you're talking about, or that's also, if you buy it now, you can buy your festival tree there. You can do a one-time donation. This time of year, a lot of people have trying to look for where they know their money is going to be used. And like Angie said, the spirit of the people backstage. I was backstage in secular situations where people would hide your shoes or hide your lipstick from you, but here Angie is a playwright, and her play my kids were involved in. I was backstage, and people were helping people put their costumes together, helping people find their shoes. They don't just talk about Jesus on the stage, but they live. They are the light backstage, on stage, and all week long, and that's what's important.
I used to get so mad they hide my lipstick. I just get furious. I couldn't let that go. Yeah. So, anyway, ladies, would you guys come back and promote the next one too? I think I'm going to do this as much as I can. I've told Billy Wayne, and he came last fall when I was at Chick-fil-A and spoke. So, I'll track you all down and find out how. But I'd love for you to come back after the 26th of the trees. What else can you come back and talk? There's something else I'm sure that you can come back and you'll find something to talk about, right?
Sure. Yeah. The Globe program that I told you about, they will then put on an actual full play in the spring, and so we can come back and promote auditions. We'll have auditions open to the whole public, and then kids can come in and be part of a play put on by kids.
I know Angie told me Saturday after the production, I said, is this I don't think it's all Kingsport kids. And she said, oh, no, they're all over the region, right? They come from everywhere. These kids do, and the adults as well. Yeah, all over the Tri-State. It's not just a Kingsport production.
That's right.
It's a regional. So, neat stuff. What do you want to leave us with today? I'll let you wrap it up. What do you want to leave us? The obvious would be the website would be lamplighttheater.com.
Yeah. Yes.
And so the times again, Friday night 7 o'clock. Saturday afternoon 2, Saturday night 7, Sunday afternoon 3 for Yuletide, and we do a total switch and get ready for
Winter's Carol.
I want to say Midsummer's Night Dream. Midwinter's Carol. So you guys are awesome. Thank you. Very nice.
Thanks for having us.
Love this. I love the organization. I'm going to make it a pledge right now. If Billy Wayne will feed me people all year next year to promote. You got David coming up. In fact, you can go on the website. They've got the audition dates for the upcoming productions.
Yes.
So there's something going on all the time, and it's an incredible place. I love it, love it, love it. So anyway, thank you, ladies. I know you guys are busy to come over here and take your time. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Yep. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. College football next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
That was Sandy Deserve. We're live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. She's barking out orders as only she can do, I can tell you that. So, NBA from last night's run them down for you. Philadelphia beat Utah. It was Charlotte with a 118-102 win over Minnesota. Indiana beat Orlando. The Cavaliers, LeBron and the boys, a 116-88 win over Detroit in Detroit. Cavs now, 10-7 on the year. You have the Knickerbockers beating the Clippers. Washington over Milwaukee. New Orleans beat Oklahoma City. Portland defeats Memphis last night in Memphis. The Celtics continue their winning ways with a 110-102 win over the Dallas Mavericks. Yep, in Dallas. Also, you have San Antonio, big win over Atlanta last night. I don't know why it's a big win. They're 3-14 now. The Hawks are terrible. Spurs got them 96-85. Denver beat Sacramento last night in the NBA. Only one game on tap tonight. That would be Chicago taking on the Lakers at the Forum in Los Angeles. A couple of sad notes. Former NFL wide receiver Terry Glenn killed in a car accident in Irving, Texas early Monday, according to multiple reports. Glenn, who started at Ohio State and was selected 7th overall in the 96 draft by the Patriots, spent the final 5 seasons of his career with the Cowboys, played 12 seasons all told, 44 touchdowns, 8,823 yards catching. Again, Terry Glenn, only 43 years old, killed in a car accident yesterday in Irving, Texas, from the National Football League. Also, another sad note, Jana Novotná from Czechoslovakia, Wimbledon champion, that really did well on the doubles court. She had 16 Grand Slam championships in doubles. She won 17 Grand Slam titles, including 12 in doubles and 4 in mixed doubles, 3-time Olympic medalist and a member of her country's victorious Fed Cup team, I should say, back in 1988. Jana Novotná passed away yesterday at the age of 49 from cancer, and so the tennis world mourning the loss of Jana Novotná, 49 years old, again passing away due to cancer. So that's what's going on there on this Tuesday. We're broadcasting live again. We are on the road, as we said, at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, the home of the one and only Jim Cline, again the #1 agent in the state of Tennessee in Farmers Insurance, the President's Council, 0.5% of all agents in the United States. He's one of them, the President's Council. He's the #1 farmers agent here in the state of Tennessee, so the old boy gets it done, to say the least. And so we always like coming over and hanging out with our buddy Jim Cline and all of his great staff here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Tim Duncan, John Stockton, who became stars in college and icons in the NBA, headlined the 2017 class going into the College Basketball Hall of Fame. Duncan led the Wake Forest Demon Deacons to 4 NCAA tournament appearances before going first overall in the 1997 draft to the San Antonio Spurs. Went on to win 5 NBA titles and 2 MVP awards. John Stockton, a 4-year starter at Gonzaga before spending 19 seasons with the Utah Jazz. The duo was joined by Duke standout Jay Williams, Indiana's Scotty May, Purdue's Rick Mount, Cleo Hill of Winston-Salem, Creighton's Paul Silas, and longtime Wisconsin coach Bo Ryan have been nominated to go into the 2017 Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame in Kansas City, Missouri, as that's one of the latest there. Also, one other, it's interesting. Remember the guy named Manute Bol? The guy was 7'7"? Yeah, 7'7" tall. Well, his son, Bol, B-O-L, son of the late Manute Bol, has signed a letter of intent to play at Oregon. The guy is 7'2", not as big as his daddy, but he's 7'2". His dad was 7'7". Played in 12 seasons in the NBA, and he died back in 2010. Manute Bol, well, his son, as we said, Bol, I guess is how you would say it, has snubbed Kentucky and said, nope, not going to Kentucky. I'm going instead to Oregon to play basketball for the Ducks. And so that's what's going on there with Bowl, I guess how you say it, B-O-L. Coming up top of the hour, we'll check in with William Yarber from Max Meadows Mart. See what's going on there. Got some great things going on Black Friday. Also, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance coming up. We're going to be joined by him here in just a few minutes. As promised, got some college football we're going to look at, and we're going to do that as soon as I can find it. Here it is, right here. Is that right? Nope, that's the National Hockey League from last night. Let me run down that real quick for you as well. Then we'll get Cline in here, and we'll be ready to go. Last night on the ice, the Predators escaped past Winnipeg 5-3. Nashville now 12-6-2 on the season. It was Columbus skating past Buffalo 3-2. Calgary 4-1 winners on the ice against Washington. Arizona skates past Toronto 4-1. New Jersey a 4-3 win over Minnesota. And again, the Winnipeg Jets and the Nashville Predators last night. The Preds got them in Nashville 5-3 the final. Nashville now 12-6-2 on the season, one of the top teams in their conference this year so far in the National Hockey League. Tonight on the ice, Vancouver skates in Philadelphia against the Flyers. The St. Louis Blues will host the Edmonton Oilers, and the Montreal Canadiens in Dallas against the Stars coming up again tonight. And that's on the ice in the National Hockey League. As promised, here is college football, and we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back and check in with Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Also, William Yarber joins us coming up in just a few minutes as well. College football, here we go on Friday in the top 25. Number 2, Miami on Friday afternoon. Black Friday playing at Pitt. Miami 10-0, Pittsburgh 4-7. Also on Friday, 10th ranked TCU, the Horned Frogs hosting the Baylor Bears. Baylor 1-10, TCU at 9-2, and 13th ranked Central Florida at 10-0, trying to run the table, taking on a very good South Florida Bulls team who's 9-1. That's a 3:30 kick on Friday. On Saturday, the 12 o'clock games. 7th ranked Georgia at Georgia Tech. Bulldogs 10-1, the Ramblin' Wreck 5-5. 8th ranked Ohio State at 9-2 at non-ranked Michigan. 8-3 at the Big House in Ann Arbor. Also coming up Saturday at noon, 18th ranked Oklahoma State at 8-3, hosting Kansas at 1-10. Butch Jones, they're talking about Butch Jones maybe going to be the coach for the Kansas Jayhawks. 17th ranked Memphis at 9-1, hosting Eastern Carolina, who's 3-8. That's a 12 o'clock kickoff. At 3:30, the Iron Bowl. Number 1 ranked Alabama, 11-0 at number 6 Auburn at 9-2. 5th ranked Wisconsin at 11-0 takes on Minnesota in Minnesota. The Golden Gophers are 5-6. Also an afternoon game, 10th ranked Penn State at 9-2 at Maryland, who's 4-7. North Carolina, the Tar Heels at 3-8. The bragging rights of the state of North Carolina. North Carolina at North Carolina State at 3:30 on Saturday. Tar Heels 3-8. The Wolfpack at 7-4. 25th ranked Boise State at 9-2 will be at Fresno State. The Bulldogs of Fresno State right now, they have a record of 8-3. And also a couple of more afternoon games. 3rd ranked Oklahoma 10-1 hosting West Virginia 7-4. You also have 21st ranked Michigan State on Saturday, 4 o'clock kickoff at Rutgers, who's 4-7. 23rd ranked Northwestern at 4 o'clock against Illinois. The Illini are 2-9. And then we get into the night games. 4th ranked Clemson at South Carolina. Clemson 10-1. Gamecocks at 8-3. 19th ranked LSU at 8-3, hosting Texas A&M at 7-4. That's a night game, top 25 college football. 2 more. 9th ranked Notre Dame 9-2 at Stanford. The 20th ranked Cardinal are 8-3, and then the bragging rights of Washington State. The Cougars of Washington State 9-2 at 18th ranked Washington, who's 9-2, and Washington 15th ranked in the country. And so that's the game coming up again on Saturday as well. Of course, the Hokies of Virginia Tech, they're on the road at Charlottesville Saturday afternoon for the bragging rights of Virginia, the Commonwealth Cup, taking on the Cavaliers in Charlottesville. Quick break. We'll be right back. Jim Cline from Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. He's due to join us coming up next year as we're in his office on the road at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance in Kingsport on show number 639 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's model year closeout with gym employee pricing and 20% off on 17 models at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. It's a great time to take advantage of closeout savings on our selection of over 300 Chevys to choose from. 17 1500 work truck, $23,995. 17 track, $17,548. 17 cruise, $16,488. 17 spark, $10,950. 17 Malibu, $18,985. Closeout savings, Saturday parts and service hours, and shopping online 24/7 will leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now, some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. No, that's not me. Jim Cline's name's on the screen. Let's get Jim Cline on the screen and wave that camera, and boom, there he is. A big old tall drink of water. Jim, let's get that Christmas tree in the shot, too. Nice. A phone, a computer, and a Christmas tree. There you go.
We are uptown.
Oh, baby. We're in high cotton.
We are.
I'm so bright my daddy called me son, so there you go. Hello to Rebecca Grindstaff. Good morning to you. Also, Renee McNeil watching over in Elizabethton. Also, hello to AT up in the hills of West Virginia. They watch every day. Also, hello to Beth McDowell down in Georgetown, South Carolina, watches every day. And also Chris Payne right here and working at the Big E watches every day. We appreciate that. And some of the folks, we appreciate that very, very much. We are here with a dear friend of mine. Plus, he's a great insurance agent. I've had my car insurance with him, gosh, I think we've talked at least 20 years. Jim Cline Farmers Insurance is here on the screen. We call him that big old tall drink of water, and so it's a busy time of the year. This door keeps open and folks coming in making payments and doing business. And we want to talk right now because we are 2 days away, although some will be taking off tomorrow, heading out on the road. Auto insurance. What do you have, and what do you recommend we need to have, my friend, on our vehicles?
Well, that's the thing that we talk about all the time. We say we just like the opportunity as well to sit down with you and look at what you have and talk to you about what options are available. Because, as you said, you're getting ready to hit the road. People are getting ready to go out of town. So do they have roadside assistance? Mm-hmm. Our roadside assistance, we have a toll-free number, 24/7, anywhere in the United States. They're going to be able to send you someone that can assist you to, if you have a flat, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car, battery goes dead, or you need towed in because you've had a mechanical breakdown.
This is anywhere.
Anywhere.
Okay.
And they're going to have a certified people that are licensed, insured, and bonded to be able to handle your car properly and get it to where it needs to or get it repaired. With our new roadside assistance app on your smartphone, they'll text it to you, and they tell you who's coming and the routes, just like Uber. Tells you how they're coming and when they're going to get there, and bang, there they are. And their smiling faces ready to service you.
I mean, how many times back in the old day you'd call and be broke down and say, we'll be there in a little while. A little while's 5 hours later. Yeah. So this way you can track these people.
You know who it is.
That's awesome.
What's the name of the organization? Because, they all sign up and get set up. So you know the name of the organization that's coming and when they're going to get there and what's going on. So it's a great thing to have. And then the same thing, do you have car rental? So did you get in a car wreck? Maybe your fault or not your fault, but you need to continue your travel either to or from. So do you have car rental, and how's that going to be taken care of? Because we can assist that anywhere as well. And with our different loss of uses, we have car rental and loss of use, but with our loss of use, we also have extra expenses if you had to go back to get the car. So you had the wreck and it was in Georgia, and you left it in Georgia, got a rental car to come home, then you've got to go back down, spend the night, get your car and come back. They're going to assist with that hotel bill and the meal to get you to go back, and so, because things like that happen, and that's common that you get it fixed where it happened, so, you've got to go back and get them. So we can help with those extra expenses if we have the coverage on our policy that we choose that when we discuss. So again, we're just asking for the opportunity to sit down with you, go over current coverage you have, make sure that you have the proper limits of liability to protect you if you were in that accident. And again, if it's your fault or not, sometimes you just need help when you're out of town. So with Farmers, we have the toll-free number that has the claim service. Again, if this is Thanksgiving after you had your family meal with someone and you're traveling and it happens, we have people on call 24/7 to be able to answer that phone and help you out with Farmers and get you back where you belong.
Let's use another example because it is the season, folks. Christmas shopping, you hear about it all the time. People either leaving their cars unlocked, which I don't understand, or in visible plain view of presents. People break into the cars, and so if that happens, how does Farmer help you?
So again, with that, we talk about how do you have your contents, your property covered? Do you have homeowners or do you rent? Because the content items, if they steal those, are going to cover from that area. And again, we would explain how that extends out. And then, of course, any damage to the car is going to be covered by the car. So if they bust out a glass or if they damage the door and they do it, they're going to fix the car in that way. And then if they steal the items, and because again, you can accumulate a lot when you're out shopping for a day and gathering up and picking up presents of what it's going to be.
We're talking Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Coming up, we're going to hear from William Yarber from right up the street of Mike's Meadows Smart. Also, we've got high school basketball talking about. Excuse me, got a frog. High school basketball we're going to be talking about as we're here live again at Jim Cline. This place is hopping. There's the young lady delivering the mail.
She's going to bring us mail and take mail out.
And
thank you.
Come in with a smile, and she leaves with a smile. How about that? So it's all good.
We're all smiling around here.
It is. It's happy time.
It's just a good place to be.
Yeah.
Sandy's walking around carrying money.
Yeah. Sandy says, she read all about all the stuff and to the bottom. She's world's best boss. So there you go. That's our buddy Sandy. So.
And I have the world's best team.
Yes, you do.
I have a great team with Sandy and Tracy and Karen and Tim and Craig and everybody just hopping around and I have a good team to support me and Farmers and everybody here.
Yep. The president, she always gets the last word.
I know she always get it in there. She goes out the door.
Yeah. President's Council, 1% of all agents in the country. He's one of those. He's also on the Toppers program. Again, Toppers Championship, the number one agent in the state of Tennessee, and all that's because he has a great staff. And you have a great company. Farmers
will stand up at attention, and they will. If something happens, we always talk about this, and when I'm talking to new customers and they hadn't had a loss maybe with who they're with, or, and they don't know about us, or they might have, if I can get certain people to sit in here, they would be glad to tell you. I'm sorry to say we've had people lose their home, but we put it back. Put it back. It's a process. It's not a fun process, but we put it back so they were able to go back and have their home and have their family back in their home again. Same thing if it's just partial damage. We do replacement cost policies, and that's what I talk to people about purchasing a policy that's going to put it back like it was. If you had that kitchen fire, if you had that windstorm come through and blow off the roof and blow off the shingles. And one of our newest features on our Smart Plan Home is what we call limited matching. And what limited matching will do is, if you have partial damage to the roof or partial damage to siding, and you go to fix it and it doesn't really match, then they will spend up to, and we look at the dollar amounts that we choose, to replace undamaged material to make it match. So you may have to do all the siding on one side of the house instead of just a section. You may have to do one whole slope, the back slope, side slope, front of the roof, to make it match and get a break point that it looks good. And so they have started adding that on. We have added that on our policy, and it's just a great thing, because that's, people want it to look nice, and we all want it to look nice.
Sure.
So this will put it back like it was. So I always say that same word. So we just ask for an opportunity to show you what our policy has, what features you have, and we're going to customize it to meet your needs, what you're interested in. Some people say, I don't want that bells and whistles. I'm going to take care of any of the little stuff. That's fine. If that's your comfort level, that's where you be. Then I have other people. I had a guy tell me yesterday, said, I've had a $100 collision deductible since I was 16 years old. I said, that's fine if that's what you want. You pay the deductible's the portion of risk you're willing to take. So if that's what you want, if you wreck the car, to pay $100 versus $500 versus $1,000, again, that's just an individual preference, and we will customize the program to meet your needs.
Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. When we come back, you'll come back a little bit later on. We want to switch gears and talk about homeowners. Got folks coming in for the holidays. We got heaters cranking up now. We got stoves cranking up because of the cold weather. Cool weather's not really cold yet. It's not like it normally gets, but so far so good in the cold weather department. But homeowners insurance nonetheless. Come back here in a little while and we'll hit that some more. And also something a lot of folks, I'm finding out, a lot of people rent, and they got renters insurance, and you got to make sure you're covered there too. So we'll talk homeowners and renters coming up here in a little while. Is that good?
That's good.
All right. Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. We'll take a quick break. Don't move. Stay right there. We'll be right back right after this here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance here on Center Street tomorrow, taking the day off. Thursday, taking the day off. Back in the saddle on Friday at Champion Chevrolet. Let's go to the Vonies there, our buddy William Yarber from Max Medicine Mart. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon, Tom. I'm doing great. How are you?
Just fine, sir. Thanks for checking in with us for a few minutes. I appreciate that. So let's go right to it, and let's talk about the supplement on sale this month, Blue Bonnet at Max Medicine Mart. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, Blue Bonnet, we have a very extensive line of their products here. We pretty much carry their entire line of products, so you can pretty much come in the store and find anything from their product line you're looking for. The few things we might want to touch on is their Optimum enzymes. Thanksgiving is coming up, and, so does indigestion. So, their digestive enzymes will help keep you happy through the holiday season. What that does is it's kind of a pre-digestion thing. So you take that before a meal, and that just kind of helps everything digest and work for your system a little easier. There are a lot of patients with acid reflux and indigestion problems that have great success using that product. So, that's a definite must during the holiday season. Thought I'd point that one out.
Absolutely, because it's going to be heartburn city for some folks, right?
Yeah, for sure. And, they did a really good job with theirs. They have different strains of enzymes to make it more beneficial to break down. There's specific strains to break down proteins, carbs, sugars, fats. So, all the holiday stuff, is in that category.
We're talking to William Yarber again. That's available again with Blue Bonnet. Again, 20% off the entire month of November. And so give me two others that are selling real well this time of year for Blue Bonnet.
Well, we got a lot of sports enthusiasts and a lot of people that, work out here that's coming in the store getting sports supplements and everything. So, Blue Bonnet does a really great job with their BCAAs. And what that stands for is branched chain amino acids. And there's a pharmaceutical grade 4-to-1 ratio, which that means it's, one of the strongest ones on the market right now. And the benefits of that is you're taking in protein strains you don't normally get. So that's really essentially help, rebuild muscles, help recovery from workouts. So, it's a great seller here at Max.
We're talking to our buddy William Yarber. You see on the screen again from Max Medicine Mart. Make tracks to Max. So Blue Bonnet, 20% off. All right, let's talk about Carlson. That product line is also 20% off in the month of November.
Yeah, I mean, Carlson's really known for their fish oil products. They do a really great job with flavoring agents to their fish oils. Like they do a great lemon and orange flavor. And they do specialize in liquids, so we have that available for customers who are unable to swallow the soft gels. That's a great thing they do, but a lot of people really don't know that they also branch out from fish oil and do vitamin D supplements, which is really recommended this time of year. We're all not getting out and getting the sunlight that we should. So it helps to take a vitamin D supplement, and what that does, it helps keep the immune system high and actually the mood high. So it kind of a lot of people that have problems with seasonal depression, it's recommended to take vitamin D in high doses. So that's something you can kind of come in and save on. Recommended from the month of October to March to really kind of up your vitamin D until things get a little warmer and you're able to get out and run around in the sunlight a little bit more.
We're talking to our buddy William Yarber from Max Medicine Mart. So Carlson, 20% off. Blue Bonnet, 20% off. Closed on Thanksgiving Day. Ready to go on Friday. Black Friday at Max Medicine Mart. What's going on?
Yeah, we got some cool deals going on. What we're going to do is we're going to have 30% off all of our supplements in the store. So no brand in particular. Come in and get any supplement in the grocery and supplement section. And they're going to be 30% off until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's a great time to come in and save. We don't normally do that. So that's kind of something new we're doing here at Max. And then we also got some packs we're doing. So if you say, for example, you come in, you spend $50 on Fogar supplements. We got Fogar tote bags, Fogar shirts that we'll be giving away with those. And then we also have the same deal with Nature's Way. You come in and you spend $50 in Nature's Way products, and you can get a Nature's Way tote bag, and we got some other cool Nature's Way stuff to kind of give away with that. But that's including the 30% discount. So you get your supplements on a deal, and then get some free stuff along with it.
So you can come in and spend $50 for Nature's Way and get 30% off that right off the top anyway. Plus you get some goodies, so you can't go wrong with that. That's a great deal. That's Friday. The store's open, 8 o'clock? Is that correct? Pharmacy opens at 8?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Normal hours are open 8 to 7 on Friday, but the sale ends at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday.
Yep.
Yep.
We're Talking to our buddy William Yarber, they've also got, of course, the Lending Tree and Legacy Christmas cards. They got the new Yankee candles we talked about when we were there. We're going to be back in there on December the 11th. Also, they've got the, I thought this is really cool, the Toys from Cops. This is a neat thing to help out kids out in the county with the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. Tell me about that, would you please?
Yeah, it's something great that we're doing here. I really think it's a wonderful thing we're doing here in the store. What we do is, we're discounting the toys 20% off when you're donating to the Toys for Cops, and we actually have toys here, obviously in the store to purchase for that. So we have bins up by the pharmacy counter. We've had some really great feedback with it. So we've had a lot of donations, which is really great for the community. We really appreciate customers coming in and donating for a very worthy cause.
We're talking to William Yarber again from Max Meadows Mart. We're live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. So that's for a great cause, the Toys from Cops. When you go in and buy the toys from Max, you get 20% off the toys when you donate them right back to the Toys from Cops for the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. That lasts until when? How long does that last?
Let's see. I got the flyer right over here. Let's see when the end date on that is. I don't want to give the wrong date here. Actually, we don't have a date on it from them as of yet. So I want to say that Barry mentioned a couple of weeks before Christmas, so at least to the middle of December we're doing that. Possibly a little longer, we have to kind of be on their schedule with it.
We're talking to our buddy William Yarber from Max Meadows and Mart Make Tracks tonight, Max. So it's out there for you to do that, and it's a great cause for these kids for Christmas, Toys from Cops. Let's take a look at tees for a second. You sell a lot of tees, and now's a big time of the year to sell tees. Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anybody that's been in the store knows, we're kind of known for our key selection. We have pretty much any kind you can think of here, and probably some more. But, we've also got in some, seasonal teas, for this time of year. There's a really good one. It's a Tea of Good Tidings. It's a winter fruit blend. What it is, it's a black tea with blossoms and spices, and that's actually a loose tea. Your spices are clove, vanilla, and cardamom. So you've got kind of a Christmassy type of seasonal tea to go there. We've also got some stackers of the Christmas teas. There's Dream by the Fire, Comfort and Joy, and then a peppermint bark. So each one of those is 12 tea bags in a stacker. So you're getting 36 bags altogether with that. It's kind of a cool way to experiment and see which one you like the best. But, it is tea season, so we have, great teas if you're kind of looking for a function behind them as well. So, suffering with allergy problems, respiratory problems, we have, teas especially for respiratory conditions. So if you're stuffed up, can't breathe, we got you taken care of here. And tea is a great way to do it because, you're consuming like a warm liquid, so it helps kind of loosen everything up and get you going and get you feeling back, back to 100%.
Of course, before I let you go, the obvious Thanksgiving Day, it's right around the corner, 2 days away, so there are some ideas, some good food grocery ideas for folks out there for Thanksgiving or even after Thanksgiving, or some desserts or some healthy snacks. Tell us what you have to offer for Thanksgiving, for the Thanksgiving meal, or just Thanksgiving Day with the folks in town to visit for Max Meadows Mart.
Yeah, we got some great options, especially in the gluten-free category. And as far as desserts go, we have gluten-free cherry pies, gluten-free cheesecakes, carrot cakes, chocolate cakes. We also have gluten-free pie crust, so you can kind of craft your own gluten-free dessert. Great organic frozen fruit to make your pies with. And then we've kind of got, over in the next freezer section, there is, vegetarian gravy. So, that's made from the Tofurkey company. They're pretty popular with making vegetarian turkey-style dinners. And then also the corn brand, we carry their turkey roasts. They're really good. I've eaten quite a bit of them myself. But just a few small things. It's kind of hard to find that we try to cater to here. And then we've also got a lot of Stonewall products that are great. As gifts to kind of go along with the season. Well, their jams, their snack mixes, and of course we've got the organic pumpkin pie mix. And cranberry sauce. We have organic cranberry sauce. So it's kind of hard to find.
There you go. It's all available again at Max Meadows Mart, again on Center Street in Kingsport. Make tracks to Max and you do. Before I let you go, give me the hours. Again, we're going to be closed Thanksgiving Day. But other than that, give me the regular hours of Max Meadows Mart.
Yes, our regular hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7. Saturday 8 to 6, and Sunday 1 to 5. And then we've actually got our holiday hours out now. So, of course, we're going to be closed Thanksgiving Day, opening back regular hours on Friday. Christmas Eve is a Sunday where we're still going to be open 1 to 5. Christmas Day we will be closed. And for New Year's Day, January the 1st, we're open 8 to 1.
There you go. Great report. William Yarber, I don't know if I'll see you between now and Thanksgiving, but happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. We have lots to be thankful for, my friend.
We do indeed. I appreciate it, Tom. You have a good one yourself.
Yes, sir. You take care. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right. Sounds good, man.
Yep. Good job, my man, William Yarber from Max Middlesmart. Make tracks to Max, and you do, and we appreciate that very much. High school football, let's see what's going on. It's the state semifinals on Friday night. In single A, I should take that back. One team from our region is very much in the hunt for a state championship. In single A, South Pittsburgh 13-0 will be at Greenback 12-1. Lake County 11-2 at Cornersville 12-1. That's the Final Four in single A. In double A football, Chattanooga Tyner 11-2 at Rockwood 10-3. Union City 11-2 at Columbia Academy at 12-1. In 3A football, Red Bank will be at Alcoa, both at 11-2. Covington at 12-1 at Pearl Cone, who is 11-2 on the season. In 4A football, the Greenville Green Devils, only team still standing here in Northeast Tennessee. Green Devils at 13-0, hosting Marshall County 10-3. Haywood at 11-2, at Springfield 10-3. A lot of folks who, in fact, I've talked to several who went to that game last Friday night when Greenville was down 21-0 and rallied to beat Anderson County when they played them at home at Burley Stadium in Greenville, 35-31. Many said that was the state championship game. Of course, that's kind of a slight to Marshall County, Haywood, and Springfield. But, again, a heck of a football game. Greenville down 21-0 in their home field and rallied to win 35-31. Again, they host Marshall County on Friday night. In 5A football, Knox Catholic at 10-3 at Knox Central to battle the Bobcats, who are 8-5. Brighton 9-4 at Beach, who's undefeated at 13-0. That's in 5A football. And in 6A, guess who's there again? Maryville, the Rebels at 12-1, hosting Murfreesboro, Oakland, who's undefeated at 13-0. Whitehaven 11-2 at Cane Ridge, 12-1. That's in Tennessee. Virginia high school football playoffs coming up in Class 1, Region D on Saturday. This will be Saturday game. J.I. Burton 7-5 in Chilhowee to battle the Warriors at 9-3. Graham, the G-Men out of Bluefield, Virginia, at 11-1, playing at Union, who's 12-0. That's a 2 o'clock kickoff on Saturday for the Virginia High School League playoffs in Southwest Virginia. That's the team still standing from Southwest Virginia. J.I. Burton, Chilhowee, Graham, and Union for their football action again on Saturday afternoon in, as we said, in Virginia. College basketball polls are out this week. Again, we go like this. The brand new one, Duke, Arizona, Kansas, Michigan State, and Villanova, the top 5. Then comes Wichita State, Florida, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Southern Cal are the top 10 in men's college basketball. Then you look up and down the list, and you have one new team in. 25th ranked Alabama cracks the top 10 this week. Let's see who else is in the top 25. At number 11, you have Miami. 12th, Cincinnati. 13th, Notre Dame. 14th, Minnesota. 15th ranked Xavier. The Aggies of Texas A&M are 16th ranked. Gonzaga 17th. Purdue 18th, Louisville 19th, Seton Hall 20th. In the men's top 25 this week, at number 21, St. Mary's out of California, Baylor at number 22, UCLA, the Bruins 23rd, the Mountaineers of West Virginia 24th this week, and Alabama cracks the top 25 for the Crimson Tide. They are 3-0 on the season. The women's college basketball poll is out as well. It goes like this: the top 10, UConn, Texas, South Carolina, Louisville's Lady Cardinals, and UCLA. Then comes Notre Dame, Mississippi State, Baylor, the Ohio State Lady Buckeyes 9th, and Oregon at number 10. Tennessee up a notch, number 12 this week for the Lady Vols of Holly Warlick, who won last night. And so that's your top 10, plus West Virginia at number 11 this week in the women's top 25 college basketball poll. As we told you last night, East Tennessee State gets a big win at home as they defeat Delaware State 81-57. Delaware State at 1-4, and the Bucks improved to 2-2 on the season. Bucks led it at halftime, 25-16. About half full last night. The crowd was about 3,500 plus. And of course, it seats over 6,000, so a little better than half full last night. Again at Freedom Hall in Johnson City for the Bucks and Delaware State. All right. Also, want to tell you about Some of you are interested in the Canadian Football League. The Eastern Final came up this past Sunday. Toronto beat Saskatchewan 25-21. Calgary beat Edmonton 32-28. So for the Grey Cup, the championship this coming Sunday at 6 o'clock, Toronto takes on Calgary, and that'll be for the Canadian Football League championship. And it's called the Grey Cup. Quick break. We'll be right back. We got more for you. We are live again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance again on this Tuesday, November the 21st, 2017. We'll have a quick break, come back. We got more sports for you right after you hear this.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us for a little while longer. We're live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. That big, all tall drink of water is going to join us. Come back up here in a little while. More college football stories and sports. It's a busy time of the year. Of course, it's rivalry Saturdays, we told you. And so Oklahoma senior quarterback Baker Mayfield will not start and won't be a team captain in his final regular season game Saturday at home against West Virginia after making a lewd gesture against Kansas. Sooners coach Lincoln Riley announced Monday Kansas team captains did not shake hands with Mayfield before last Saturday's game. After the slight, Mayfield jawed with the Jayhawks and some fans seated behind the Oklahoma bench. He also grabbed his crotch during the Sooners' 41-3 win class. Mayfield apologized afterwards, and there's no excuse for that. This guy's, at one point he's a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, one of the finalists for the Maxwell Award that goes to college football's top players. So no room to, are you kidding me, grab your crotch? Good grief. Kentucky starting tight end C.J. Conrad missing the rest of the season, including the bowl game after injuring his foot last week against Georgia. A 6'5", 245-pound junior. He will have surgery today on his foot. Again, the third leading receiver on the Kentucky football team with 16 catches. So he's out for the rest of the year against Louisville on Saturday and the bowl as well, because Kentucky is bowl eligible. West Virginia's Will Greer out for up to 6 weeks after undergoing surgery on the broken middle finger in his right throwing hand. Big blow to that team. Hurt in Saturday's loss to Texas when he dove for the end zone pylon on a first quarter run. He had surgery Sunday. He is out for up to 6 weeks. That may finish him out for the entire year. I don't know if he'll be back. Depends on who West Virginia plays and when as far as the bowl season, but it'd be tough to get him back and 100% ready to go for a 6-week run with that injured finger. And apparently I didn't see it, obviously, but I was told and I read where it was pretty, he wasn't that much of contact. Pretty freakish accident, I think, or freakish injury for Will Greer, the quarterback for the West Virginia Mountaineers. College or high school basketball, the bracket for the 2017 Andrew Johnson Bank Ladies Classic to be played at the end of December. Hal Hennard Elementary School in Greenville has been announced. 16 schools or teams come from Monacan High School from North Chesterfield, Virginia, Shelby Valley from Pikeville, Kentucky, Webb School from Knoxville, South Forsyth High School out of Cummings, Georgia, West Claremont from Cincinnati, Ohio, Lebanon High School from Lebanon, and Jefferson County High School from Dandridge. Also, Daniel Boone from Gray, Bradley Central from Cleveland, Morristown West and Oak Ridge High Schools from Tennessee, along with 5 local schools, Chucky Doak, Greenville, North Green, South Green, and West Green. And so it lasts 4 days. It's a 29-game tournament. It's called the Andrew Johnson Bank Ladies Classic Basketball Tournament, and it will be, again, as we said, at the end of December in Greenville, down the road at Hal Hennard Elementary School in Greenville, Tennessee. And a big shout out to my man, the Gator Man at Cherokee Barbershop. A lot of folks going in and getting their hair snipped and looking good. The guys are. It's an all men's barbershop for the big guys, little guys. Little guys getting their hair lowered for their ears lowered and the haircut for grandma or aunt or whoever, or just because they can stop by there and put that booster seat up on the chair and put the little fellas right in, and the guys as well, the big guys. It is a place where the haircuts are free. A cup of coffee costs you $11, get to keep the cup. And so it's a Cherokee Barbershop, South Roan Street in Johnson City, Executive Park South. When you see the Gator Barber pole out, the Gator Man's in. He's in there today. So cutting hair and getting folks ready, looking good before they go to Grandma's house for Thanksgiving. And so, again, you want to stop by Executive Park South and talk to the Gator Man. Again, he's there and cutting hair and trimming beards as we speak again on this Tuesday, November the 21st. Also coming up, got today's the last day of some specials at your local Food City. Folks storing up and stocking up for Thanksgiving. Mayfield ice cream, buy one, get one free through tonight at 12 o'clock. New sale paper comes out tomorrow. You have Kern's pies, buy one, get one free. Lay's potato chips, excuse me, buy a bag, get a bag free. Bird's Eye vegetables, buy one, get one free. Also, you have Duncan Hines Classic Cake Mix at Food City, $1 a box, 10 for 10. Food Club corn or green beans, 2 cans for $1. And also, you have at your local Food City through tonight. Again, new sale paper comes out tomorrow morning, but through tonight, in the Pepsi products, 6-pack of 16-ounce bottles, 4 for $11. Also, the RC product, 2 liters, are only 99 cents this week at your local Food City. Food Club vanilla wafers, buy one, get one free. Food Club or Food City brown and serve rolls, buy one, get one free. And also the Food Club vegetables, buy one, get one free. All this going on again at your local Food City, and 140 some stores across, 130 some stores rather, across 4 states. Out of the Bakery Deli, the apple stack cake for $6.99. They've got the fresh from the bakery pumpkin pie for $6.99. It is good too. I've had several of those already this year. Schoolhouse yeast rolls, 8 to a count. 2 of those for $5. You get 16 rolls. Again, Bakery Fresh Schoolhouse yeast rolls, 16 rolls. Yep, for $10. Can't beat it. Also, you have the chicken tender combo meal, one side roll and a drink for $5 out of the Bakery Deli. So those are some of the specials going on this week at your local Food City, and that's good through, as we said, through tonight at midnight. Of course, by the time we're back on the air with you on Friday, you have a brand new sale paper going on again with the folks, as we said, at Food City. And again, all across the Tri-Cities, Food City and all across the region as well. High school basketball. Before we take a break, bring Jim Cline back in here one more time. Let's take a look at high school basketball from last night, and it goes as follows. You have the Hardee's Classic last night. Volunteer beat Happy Valley 65-40. Sullivan South over Sullivan North pretty easily, 64-37. Crockett beat Unicoi County by 10, 76-66. And Daniel Boone of the Nightcap beat Northview Academy 60-55. Today, going on again, Cloudland at Johnson County. Sullivan East will be taking on the Thanksgiving tournament there, and also Tennessee High in the Knox Central tournament. So that's what's happening outside of the Hardee's. At the Hardee's today, Happy Valley battles Unicoi County in the losers bracket at 4 o'clock. Sullivan North and Northview Academy in the losers bracket at 5:30. On the winners bracket, Jefferson County, the Patriots, will take on Crockett at 7, and Morristown East versus Daniel Boone at 8:30 tonight. Again, in the 28th annual Hardee's Classic. Again, we will be there at the Hardee's Classic this coming Friday and Saturday. Yours truly, along with Clark Powers, who was here earlier today, which is a really cool surprise. So we're looking forward to being there. There it is, the Tom Taylor Sports Show, streaming audio now, the Hardee's Classic basketball tournament. Again, live now. Click to listen, and that's what you're going to be doing coming up on Friday and Saturday. If you are interested in listening to the ball games, we'll have the semifinals at 7 and 8:30 on Friday night, and the consolation at 7 and the championship at 8:30 on Saturday. So a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of great basketball there. As we said, 2 games on Friday and 2 games on Saturdays. You get a good dose of high school basketball here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. Quick break. We'll be right back. He's here, ready to roll. He's our buddy Jim Cline, a big old tall drink of water. He comes back to join us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, show number 639 on this Tuesday, November the 21st.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's model year closeout with gym employee pricing and 20% off on 17 models at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. It's a great time to take advantage of closeout savings on our selection of over 300 Chevys to choose from. 17 1500 work truck, $23,995. 17 track, $17,548. 17 cruise, $16,488. 17 spark, $10,950. 17 Malibu, $18,985. Closeout savings, Saturday parts and service hours, and shopping online 24/7 will leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now, some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, the #1 farmers agent in the state of Tennessee. We'll run down before we get out of here, the schedule of the National Hockey League, the NBA, and college basketball top 25 tonight. We gave you the Hardee's Classic. Don't forget, we'll be there broadcasting live on Friday, the semifinals, and the semifinals on Friday night at 7 and 8:30. Then the championship and the consolation championship on Saturday. So Friday, semifinals, Saturday, consolation, and championship. We'll be joined by our buddy Clark Powers, who was just here earlier today. What a pleasant surprise. He walked in. I said, Coach, come be on the show, and he did, and so that was pretty cool. He said he's been a client of the Powers for, I think he said, over 20 years, too. So you got a lot of them like me and Clark Powers.
You've been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We've been trying to take care of people for 25 years.
Yeah, been doing great. You been at it 25 years?
I've been licensed for 25 and been in business for 24.
See, he started when he was 12, so that puts him at
yeah, I know. Didn't I, though? Yeah. When I started this venture, I was dark-headed.
Yeah.
I weighed a little bit less, too.
Yeah, that's all right. He does a great job. He is a great friend and does a superb job, again, with insurance. That's why he's the #1 agent, farmer's agent in the state. Homeowners, renters insurance, we'll talk about that, and we're also going to talk about a little life insurance. Let's start with homeowners. We got crazy weather. It's been cold and hot and cold and hot. We've had some spits of snow. We know winter weather's coming. So tell me what we need to know and do for homeowners insurance at Jim Cline Farmers.
Well, that's the thing, again, just what you're talking about. Safety things we want to talk about is as you just said, it's getting cold at night and heaters are starting to kick on. So if you're using wall heaters or baseboard heaters or things of that nature, be sure they're cleared. Vacuum out the dust. Be sure that things aren't around them. You haven't pushed up something close to them, because a lot of people think these items are off, but actually when it gets to a certain level, they will kick on. And we had a bad situation with a rental house that they thought it was off, and it kicked on at night when they were gone, which then created a fire damage. So, that's something you want to consider. We're getting ready to use fireplaces. So, have we had the chimney cleaned out? Have we looked at it? Is it free of creosote? Are we ready for all that to transpire? Do we have the proper ventilation for it to conduct? Have we got the leaves out of the gutter? Because, we can get ice stands due to that water, and that water accumulates in there because it can't flow out properly, and then the ice stands allow that water to back up underneath their shingles and into our house. So we want to be sure that we have those clean. So those are just some key points that we talk about that we want to do to prepare. Then when we talk about homeowners and contents and renters insurance is, we're going to look at what it takes to reconstruct your house and discuss, what kind of policy you want. If I lose my home, I would like all the square feet back, even though we may not be using it all now, but, we may sell it one day. So, but, I have elderly clients say, well, if I lost my house, I wouldn't build it back, so I only want this much. So if that's what they want, again, we're going to customize the program for them. And the same thing on renters coverage. Just like I said, there's a lot of people renting from houses to apartments to condos or whatever. So what if something happened to your personal property? Especially when I talk about being in multifamily. So for an apartments or condos, it may not be you. It may be somebody 2 doors down that, they let a line bust, which then flows water, which ends up coming down on you.
Yep.
They may do something in the kitchen that creates a fire that damages your items. So, what do you have? We talk about, how large a place is it? So how much would you probably have to buy it all back? Because, you got 1,000 square foot house, you may have $50,000 worth of items to buy it back for new again.
Yep.
Because we buy things along, so we don't always think about, oh my gosh, if I had to buy that bedroom suit and the washer and the dryer and the things that are mine that's in this place. Plus we have liabilities. So what if we did something negligent that damaged somebody else and they sue us? So renter's insurance is going to come with that liability as well. So we want to address that and have that coverage so that we do that protected, as well as additional living. So both homeowners and renters is going to have that additional living. If there's a loss and you couldn't stay at the property, we're going to pay hotel motel expenses if you're renting and you need to relocate or the landlord gets it repaired. And same thing on the home. If it's a major loss and we have to rebuild, we're going to rent you a furnished place to live till we can get that house repaired and get you back in it. So those are things that we're going to address and talk about.
We're talking Jim Cline Farmers Insurance again. 247-5400. You're licensed to sell insurance where?
In Tennessee and Virginia.
Tennessee
So
and Virginia.
we are both Tennessee and Virginia, can help you with all those. We also talk about toys sometimes. So we got boats and motorcycles and four-wheelers and travel trailers and jet skis, and usually those get a little more active in the springtime of the year because they're more outdoor activities. But we have some people that travel, and we have some people that fish tournaments year-round. So, so if you have a boat and you're fishing tournaments year-round, we want to get that coverage for you and cover you whether you're fishing in the state of Tennessee or if you're, traveling down to Georgia or South Carolina to fish in the wintertime as well, to get that proper coverage.
Before we get back here in December, we'll be back next month to do another show at the end of the year. Before we get back, a lot of folks will be putting up their trees. In fact, a lot of folks doing it this weekend, starting to put up the trees, kind of getting the Christmas mood. That represents, from a homeowner's and a renter's standpoint, that represents potential problems as well. Again, faulty wiring, putting trees too close to heaters.
Exactly.
Give us some things you've experienced over 25 years.
Same thing. It's checking that wiring. People, we save our lights and we want to reuse our lights. Sometimes we put them back on the tree, leave them on the tree, and pull it back out and try to reuse, or we've wrapped them up and we twisted them or bundled them. So, we need to pull them out, look at it, make sure we don't see any exposed wires. It's going to create that hazard, because same thing, if we're using a live tree, then we have even a more fire hazard. Not that we wouldn't have fire hazard on a artificial, but it creates a little more because you want to be sure. Just what you said. Are we properly away from items? We don't want to put them near a heater. We don't want to put them close to the fireplace. I know it may look good, but you don't want, especially a live tree, exposed to those things that could ignite it. So those are things that you're wanting to look at. Stability is your liability hazard. People have parties and Christmas parties, and they want this great tall tree, and so you want to make sure that everything is mounted properly and stationary, because if it falls on someone, and it's a tall tree in some of these large homes and large ceilings in even some of these older homes, that can be a pretty disastrous and could cause injury to someone. So you want to be sure that you have the proper mounting to have that tree in its proper place so that we don't overturn it on someone.
See, basic things. I love talking to this guy every time we get over, because he just makes you think, and he's right. And everything that, don't get a tree too big, or if it is, make sure it's anchored so it doesn't fall over. And that's the last thing was to have a party and have the Griswolds and the tree fall over on you.
Exactly. And the cat running up the tree and eating the wires and catching everything on fire. So it can happen, things can happen, so it will happen.
Before I let you go, let's switch total gears. And again, it's also the time of year where, life insurance, any time of the year, but it seems like on holidays, folks maybe think about it a little bit more. So, life insurance, tell me about it.
We're thankful for the ones that we love, and we're thankful for our family. So, we talk about protecting that home. We talk about protecting the auto and the boat and the motorcycles, and when we put them in storage and how we're handling them, and we're protecting all that, but are we protecting what's taking care of all that and what's paying it? So, we always have lots of companies will offer some through work, but is that enough? And so we should address, you should always own some on your own, because that is a company benefit. The company controls and owns that policy, so you need to have some additional. So we just would like the opportunity to sit down and with you and discuss different programs that we have to get you into additional life coverage, because again, we hope it never happens, but we can open the paper any day of the week and we can find where someone either got in a car wreck, had an accident, whether it be at work or whatever, or they get ill, and they may be 46 years old, they may be 51 years old. They have more time to provide for their family, so how's it going to affect the family? And same thing, most of us all are living on both incomes. We do spend both incomes to accomplish our goals, whether it's educating our children or getting the house paid off or buying the automobiles and toys that we want. And that's all great, but if something happens, the bank still wants their payment. So we just want the opportunity to talk to you about different life programs that can meet your needs, and that's why I say we have term policies that are less expensive and they're going to run during the time of that loan, and we have permanent policies. It's going to build cash value, so they have living benefit. I hope I live to 88. So if I live to 88 and I get my 70s and we need some extra cash for retirement, my permanent policies are going to have cash value in them, because I get an annual report and I look at them every year and kind of see that, once you accumulate those. And the younger we can get people to understand and start that, because I was blessed to have someone educate me before I got into this. And I started a policy in my 20s, and I tell this on a regular basis. I have more cash value in it now than I've paid in premiums, and I've had the death benefit for 20 some years. So it's got that living benefit. I've had the protection if something happened for Elizabeth to take care of the girls and continue on. But then now I've got living benefit. So in another 20 years, if I do decide to slow down and retire, that if I want the living benefits out of it, I got. So we can discuss those options with everyone and just show them, first off, we need to protect the family. We do love, most of us all do love our families, and we do want to protect that. And we're spending a lot of time protecting all the other things. So let's protect ourselves as well.
There you go. Thanksgiving season, we have lots to be thankful for. How
Yes,
many years
we do.
ago you had a scare? How far back was it?
That was 2013. So
4 years ago.
4 years ago. 4 years ago right now. It happened in November.
Yes.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
But God decided he wasn't through yet.
Yes.
I wasn't acceptable for him yet. And we are very blessed. But yes, we did have a scare. And again, it is a scare, and it makes you think of things totally different.
Exactly.
And it makes you so... and when I talk to, this is what we're talking about with the family and the life insurance, when people experience with their own family members, they realize they need to be prepared because, I met with a family this week and they were like, yes, we just had to pay for a family member's funeral that wasn't prepared for, and this way with the life insurance, we can help prepare for that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'll never forget that
So
morning.
we are grateful and blessed.
Yes. I'll never forget that morning as long as I live. Katie called me, and I was dumbfounded. So,
Yeah.
but he said the Lord ain't done with him yet.
No,
he said
he's not acceptable to come in my house yet. We got to straighten him out a little more.
jerking out in
We
his
got to
tail,
work
Daddy
on him.
says
So
that.
we're working on me.
There you go.
Every day.
Yeah. We have lots to be thankful for. So happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, he's a good one right there, our buddy Jim Cline, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Again, as we're going to wrap this thing up here again on this Tuesday. Look here, he just jumped up and gone, and there we are. We're back with me, and so let's wrap this thing up again by telling you the National Hockey League schedule tonight. Vancouver, the Canucks skate in Philadelphia against the Flyers. Edmonton and St. Louis against the Blues. Montreal skates at Dallas. NBA tonight, only one game on tap. The Chicago Bulls against the Lakers at the Forum in Los Angeles. College basketball tonight, 3 games on tap involving top 25 teams. 4th-ranked Kansas, the Jayhawks hosting Texas Southern. 14th-ranked Minnesota, the Golden Gophers hosting Alabama A&M. And then also you have 18th-ranked Louisville, the Cardinals at home against Southern Illinois. Again, Tennessee plays tomorrow afternoon. The Volunteers will be, the men's team we're speaking of, will be in Purdue to battle the 19th-ranked Boilermakers, who are 4-0 on the season. Tennessee at 2-0 for Rick Barnes, early, obviously, in this season of 2017-2018. That's going to wrap it up from here. We do want to say thanks to Angie Grigsby and also April Cleese, who came over and just knocked it out of the ballpark, I thought, for the Lamplight Theater. Thanks to Billy Wayne. Billy Wayne sent me a nice text already, and I appreciate that very much. He watched the segment. These shows are archived, by the way, so you can go back and watch them. Like us and share us. And let me show you real quick before we get out of here the opportunity you're going to have starting on Monday for you to win cold cash. How about right there? Share or retweet these images from the Tom Total Sports Show. Again, like it. It's great. Share it's going to be even better because you may win yourself $100 cash. That starts on Monday, and we'll stop it on the 14th and name the winner on the 15th. We'll have $100 cash and some other prizes as well. 1 share or retweet equals 1 entry. What's all that mean? All that means is you just keep sharing this thing to other people off your Facebook page or your website, and it'll take care of itself. That's as simple as I can tell you, because we'll track it. We have the ability to track coming up from my show where it's going and who's sharing it. So there is no limit on the number of entries you can make, as you can see. So it all starts on Monday. We're going to put $100 cold cash, could be in your pocket, and then we've also got coming up the chance for you to win tickets to the Peach Bowl. No, the Chick-fil-A Bowl coming up in Atlanta. They changed the name. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Chick-fil-A Bowl coming up later on in the year, where the Final Four in college football, one of those 2 games will be played again at the Chick-fil-A Bowl, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And so that starts on Monday, too, getting you qualified for that. We will take tomorrow and Thursday off. We will come back on Friday and be ready to go with a show from Champion Chevrolet, then 2 basketball games on Friday night, then come back with 2 more games on Saturday. So it's going to be a busy weekend. But again, I cannot emphasize enough how lucky we are. And you're dealing with stuff and I'm dealing with stuff, and then I look and I hear from other people going through things that just pale what I'm going through, and it's like, gosh, or I should say what I'm going through pales what they're going through is what I wanted to say. And so there's a lot of hurting people out here this holiday season, but we still need to give thanks, always give thanks, not just on Thanksgiving Day, because for no other reason the Lord came to give us hope in a lost and dying world by hanging on the cross for us and giving us a chance for eternal life if you believe in John 3:16, as the verse goes. And just the fact, and I know this sounds cheesy, the fact I'm going to be able to get up and walk out of here and go put stuff in my car and drive off. Some folks can't do that. Hospitals are full this week of people who'd love to be home for Thanksgiving and can't be. You're going to have loved ones up there in the hospital sitting with them, being by their side, or they'd rather be any place than be in a hospital for this Thanksgiving weekend. So that right there gives you a reason to be thankful. Always looking at the cup being half full, not half empty. So I love coming over and hanging out with Jim and all these folks, Tracy and Sandy and Karen, all the folks up and down the hallway here. They do a great job. We appreciate them very much. And so from our show, or my show, to you, we want to wish you and yours a very happy Thanksgiving. And again, at some point on Thursday, amongst the turkey and the mashed potatoes and the football games and the Macy's parade, whatever you're doing on Thursday, do a sincere stop and thank you for all the blessings we have and we have, and a lot of times don't give proper credit for. I'm the world's worst for that. So that's what I would ask you to do until I greet you again on Friday from Champion Chevrolet. So until then, we do say happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. We have lots to be thankful for. And so as we step aside, we'll say, as always, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for your time. You can go back and watch this tonight or anytime. Like it and share it, please. We'd appreciate that. And until we greet you Friday from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City, with a big, full show. Lots going on this weekend in sports. And until we greet you then, happy Thanksgiving from the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And until we meet you at 11 o'clock on Friday, we'll say, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.